Happy to be hanging out with you where sports meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here this morning, here with us inside of these Cafe Kubal studios, having a great time as we always do. And of course, Cafe Kubal is located for you in our community in multiple locations. You can find them at 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, and 401 South Salina Street in Syracuse, New York. You can find them on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, in their giant behemoth of a brown-striped building. It looks like coffee being poured, and they have an expanded parking lot out there now, so you can go and enjoy Cafe Kubal's double-decker out on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius. And, of course, you can go to their drive-thru location on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse, New York. So we look forward to seeing you out there as well, and make sure you fill your cup up right today with some Cafe Kubal. And a big shout out to Cafe Kubal's owner, operator, and creator, founder, Mr. Matt Goddard. Happy birthday, brother. So I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Head out to Cafe Kubal today and get a cup of your favorite coffee, chai, tea, as well as go out there and grab their awesome sandwiches, breakfast, and all of their treats that they have, their muffins and their chocolate chip banana bread and all their cookies and whatnot. Go out and support Cafe Kubal today, especially on their founder's birthday. So a big shout out to Matt Goddard and a big happy birthday, brother. I hope you're doing well. So with that being said, we have plenty of show coming up for you today on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from inside of these Cafe Kubal studios. Those of you that know the show know that Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory gives us the list of topics for the day. We call it What's Poppin'. And What's Poppin' today, as you know, every Friday we have a trio of signature segments. We start off with the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like. And then at around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll head into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is what the acronym LEAD stands for. And today we'll be focusing on the topic of focusing on the positive. So we'll be talking about the positive and how we should always be clearly focused on good things, on the positive. So we'll talk about that, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And of course, the top dog of the week brings us into hour number 2 every Friday around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, the top dog of the week today is bonding with the Bobcat Buzz. So it's the top Bobcat of the week, in a way. Very excited for that. Our top dog of the week is also our Bobcat Buzz exclusive special, celebrating on the heels of his commitment to men's basketball at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, Makai Reed. Makai Reed is a Syracuse native, went to the Syracuse Academy of Science, and he will now be joining the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, and we have that picture-in-picture video special with Makai Reed coming up for you today around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we'll round out the show as you see that pacer every Friday around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We have the opportunity to round out our week of Wake Up Call by bringing you our Pacer Pride newest episode. And today's Pacer Pride is going to be centering on the Marywood baseball team that tied history with getting 22 wins this season, which are the most wins in the history of Marywood baseball. They tied that record here this season of 2022 by getting 22. So for the year 22, getting 22 victories. So very fitting there. And we get to celebrate that, their 22 history-making victories, as we will have a trio of guests from Marywood University's baseball team on the show with Vinny D'Auria, who is from Walden, New York. We have Mike Aronica from Dunmore, Pennsylvania, where I had my first apartment, and Nick Notari of Clark Summit, PA, where my guy Enrico Mastriani also hails from, the Marywood basketball head coach, so for men's basketball. So we'll talk about a lot of different things with the gentlemen coming up here in just a little bit, and I'm very excited to be able to share the stage with all of them in a Pacer Pride picture-in-picture. Very excited to have the three guys on the show for a history-making moment with Marywood University. We've never had multiple players on the screen at the same time for a Pacer Pride. So we get to make history, and we're going to be doing it with Marywood baseball coming up here around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So with all of that being said, it's time for me to jump into the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like, and it is now time to get into that annoying moment of the week. And boy, did it take the cake. It might be one of the most annoying moments in the history of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, doing our longest standing segment of the annoying moment of the week. This may take the cake as the annoying moment. It's definitely going to make the top 5. So we're going to jump into that right now, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, the annoying moment of the week, which starts out every single Friday broadcast. Here we go.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I'm really honest. I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
You have to be that crazy. I guess so.
The annoying moment of the week for this week, I actually experienced it yesterday. And it was one of those things that while you're experiencing it, you're telling yourself, this can't be real. This isn't happening. This is a joke. This is fake, right? Someone's going to go, ha ha ha, just kidding. No, it wasn't a ha ha ha, just kidding. It was a ridiculously disrespectful, horrible, just wrong moment that happened yesterday. And it's funny because it was at a store that I was going to go to, and then I wasn't going to the store. And then I was like, you know what? I still need a few things. So I ended up going to this store. And I'll leave the store unnamed because the name of the store doesn't really have anything to do with what went on. So the reality of it all for me is that this annoying moment of the week is a sign, unfortunately, of, lack of education, lack of respect, and entitlement. And so to get a feel for this, I'll paint a little picture for you. So, I was at the store and I was, checking out, and I had the stuff that I needed, and I was kind of, going through it and whatnot. And I said to myself, okay, you're going to go pay here at the self-checkout and get myself ready to go and whatnot. And I see that there's somebody that's maybe trying to return an item or maybe has an issue with something or something like that. And so I figure, okay, they're trying to return this. That's fine. And I just went about my business, no big deal. Who cares? And not who cares, but you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so somebody's returning something and that's all great, well, and fine. And I'm, handling my business. So as I'm handling my business, I hear this person start to say stuff. And out of nowhere, this conversation just took a massive turn. And when the conversation took this massive turn, I was just sitting here and I'm just listening and I'm hearing what they have to say. And this, I don't want to call her a young woman, because to be a woman, to me, you have to have some type of respect. So I'll call you a young girl, a young girl with no couth, no care, no respect, no dignity. And this, I guess if you want to call them a human being, because they weren't acting like one, they started to verbally attack the worker in a disgusting way. Now, I understand, if you don't get your way, right? You don't get your way. Maybe you're trying to return something and maybe maybe you're trying to return something and you have every right to return it and they're not letting you return it. Maybe you're trying to return something that you stole. Maybe you're trying to, I don't know what the story was or what it wasn't. I don't know if it was, okay, well, I'm trying to return this and I'm frustrated because I should be able to, or if I'm trying to return this and I'm doing something wrong and I'm frustrated because you're not letting me break the law. I don't know what the issue was, but what I do know is how this person responded. And bless the heart of the woman that was hearing this, because this was coming from a female to a female, and there was a group of people with the younger female, but this situation was just, it was awful. And essentially, as I'm checking out and I'm finishing up my stuff and whatnot, I just hear this person just start to verbally just lash out in a way that was just deplorable. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. That's why I said it. To me, it's not even human. And she starts screaming at this lady, and she's like, you're ugly and you're stupid, and your husband doesn't like you, and he doesn't want to be physical with you, and you're fat and you're gross and you have a horrible job. And I'm just sitting here and I'm saying to myself, like, this lady, because from what I heard, this lady was like, she was kind of just like talking low, and whatever they wanted to get done, apparently this lady couldn't do that for them or whatever. And I'm telling you, like, out of nowhere, it was just kind of like, I thought it was like a conversation. I didn't know if it was good or bad. And then out of nowhere, she's like, you know what? You're ugly. You're stupid. Nobody loves you. Your husband. And then started swearing, saying things I will not say on the show, saying things sexually about this woman that I will not say on the show. And I just remember standing there like, who in the world do you think you are that you can do this? But we live in a world today of entitlement, right? People feel like they're entitled to say whatever they want to say and do whatever they want to do and treat anybody however they want to treat them. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing in today's world. This is what I figured out about people in today's world. Not everybody, but some people in today's world. The people that complain the most are the people that are like, don't touch me, don't talk to me, I am who I am, love me, respect me, love me, respect me, love me, respect me, are the most disrespectful, disgusting people. And I'm like, again, not everybody, but I'm saying there are some people out there, and they take to social media, there are some people out there that will demand that you respect them for who they are, and they will spread smut and just foul, uneducated language to you. And to me, it's just plain wrong. Nobody should disrespect anybody. But when you're asking for respect and then you disrespect someone, to jump hypocrisy into it, which is one of my biggest pet peeves in all of life, to be a hypocrite while you're disrespecting someone when you're demanding to be respected, to me is laughable. And I went up to the woman that was like verbally tongue lashed, and I said to her, I said, listen, I was like, ma'am, I said, don't let this bother you, which is easier said than done. And I said, you don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. I said, don't pay any mind to this. I was like, I'm sorry you had to hear that. I'm sorry people act that way. This is absolutely ridiculous. But I just want you to know, like, I hope you have a good night. Like, I hope, I was like, God bless. Stay positive. Don't let anybody bother you. Because, I would love for somebody to say that to me when I've been verbally abused. I don't know if I've ever been verbally abused like that. But, and I hope I never am, and I hope you never are. But, I mean, I worked at a business where another broadcaster threatened to punch me in the face because he didn't like me. He just didn't like me. We never talked. He was but then you look again, when his father passed away, I went to him. And I said, hey, if you need anything, I'm here for you. Knowing that he's treated me like trash for a decade. I went to him and said, hey, I'm sorry your father passed away. If you need a friend or you need somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. So I decided to be the bigger person after just being ignored, disrespected, threatened. And a week after I told him I would be there for him after his father passed away, he stood right next to me and treated me like a ghost and ignored me like I didn't even exist. Some people are just idiots. Some people are just pieces of garbage. And I can't make it better. You try to make it better, but some people just are not. I shouldn't say some people are pieces of garbage. Just some people don't live up to who we should be as human beings, in my opinion. In my opinion, they don't. Okay? Nobody's a piece of garbage. We're all created by God. So I retract that statement. I'm sorry. I'm not going to meet negativity with negativity. But God knows I'm sorry. Some people don't act like human beings is what I should say. And I couldn't believe that I was hearing what I was hearing yesterday. I didn't want to turn around and look at it because my eyes to me were like, this isn't real. My brain was like, you're sleeping. You're having a bad dream. You're having a nightmare. Out of nowhere, this girl said this stuff. And I don't know who did not raise this human being, but Ew. Ew. The scum of society. The scum of society. It doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are, what background you are, how much money you have. If you talk to somebody like this, and I've seen people, they have a lot of money talk to people bad. I've seen people with no money talk to people bad. Black, white, blue, brown talk to people bad. And from woman to woman, but I wouldn't even call this person a woman because she didn't act like she had any type of respect for anybody, not even herself. The way that she spoke, and in today's world, it's like, well, Dan, you can't say anything. Why can't I say anything? I don't care who this person is and who they think they are. Listen to how they're talking to this woman. What if this woman's husband was dead? What if he just died? And she's like, your husband won't make love to you, which is not what she said, but I'm trying to be nice about it. She's like, your husband won't make love to you. He won't look at you. You're ugly. You're vile. You're gross. And you're stupid. Nobody likes you. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, in what world can you speak like that to somebody you know? And you don't even know this lady. You don't know her situation. You don't know what she's going through. And it doesn't even matter. This woman could have a fantastic life. But what if her husband doesn't touch her? What if her husband just passed away? What if she doesn't have a husband? What if her husband just cheated on her? You have no idea what people are going through. And to be vile is wrong in and of itself. But when you are vile and you have no idea what's going on in somebody's life, you can make somebody suicidal off of your stupid comments, off of your ignorance, your lack of knowledge, your lack of wisdom, your lack of respect, your lack of dignity, and your lack of being a common human being. Whatever I saw last night was some type of animal, because there was no human being inside of that body that was speaking like that. And the people around her were supporting her disgust. Her nasty. They were supporting her. Yeah, tell her, yeah. What do you mean, yeah? There's no yeah. This isn't like a cheer, yeah, let's go. Stop it. What are we coming to as a society where people think that they can walk out to any public place, berate a total stranger, and then go home? She said 17 things to this woman, not one. Not one. She said over and over and over and over. Just disgusting language. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, you gotta be maybe 18, 20 years old, early 20s. You've lived this many years of your life and you're this mean and just wrong and just ugly with your language. And how do you do that? How do you do that? And I felt the need to go up to the woman and tell her, like, I am so sorry. And you know what she said to me? No, it's cool. That's what they do. That's what they do. Like, she's almost, and maybe it's good that she can become numb to it so it doesn't hurt her as much, but to say, like, no, this is just how some people are. They come into the store, we can't return their product, and they just, verbally tell us that we're ugly and stupid and gross and we should kill ourselves and yada, yada, yada. Like, this woman endured so many negative comments that could be debilitating last night. And I was just sitting there saying to myself, what in the has this world turned into that somebody can do that? And I'm not saying that it hasn't happened all the time, but let's admit it, folks. The last couple years have been garbage, okay? America is like an ugly sister version of itself. It's like, here's beautiful America, and here's America, the stepsister from Cinderella America. I don't know what America is trying to be right now, but we're not. We're not doing it. If I was living in another country right now, seeing how we treat each other here, I'd be like, oh my God, thank God I'm not here. So we need to be better. In the next segment, jumping off of that, because I always spin a negative into a positive with the annoying moment of the week, we're going to talk about being better. We're going to talk about focusing on the positive. But I had to bring this up last night because I can't keep my mouth shut about it. And I think people keep their mouth shut about it because they don't want to ruffle any feathers. They don't want to offend any groups. They don't know, is this girl part of this group or does she this or that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever group she's connected to, she just made look bad. Okay? Whatever thing that she supports, she just made look bad. Because the way that she acted in a public place of public discourse was the most inhumane that you could be, next to killing somebody, stabbing somebody, attacking somebody. That's verbal abuse. It's verbal abuse. and to back up and keep saying it as you're walking out the door. I'm thinking about all the people that I know that work, in the public. I'm thinking about people I know at Disney. I'm thinking about all the businesses I work with. And I'm thinking to myself, how, and I didn't even know this lady, but I remember her face now. I didn't even know this lady. And I felt the need to go up to her and go like, hey, are you okay? I heard what just happened, and that's ridiculous, because it's not only wrong what that person did to that woman, it's wrong if I walked out like I didn't even hear it, because silence is being complicit, right? Silence is saying it's okay. You walk down the street, you look down an alleyway, somebody's getting, sexually assaulted down an alleyway, and you turn your head and go, thank God it's not me or my daughter, and you keep walking. Then how can you do that? How can you knowingly let something bad happen? And you're going, well, Dan, I don't want to die. I don't want to be assaulted. No. But if you're me, which I know not everybody, obviously I'm me, you're you, but if you were me and I saw somebody getting assaulted down an alleyway and I didn't do anything to stop it, I would literally think about that every day for the rest of my life. I'd put my head on a pillow and think about that. I go to bed thinking about it. I wake up going, man, I should have done something. So I couldn't sit idly by. Now, I didn't want to escalate the case by turning around to this girl and saying to her, like, hey, knock it off, because now all of a sudden, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, whatever. So I didn't want to be a part of that. But what I wanted to do is I wanted her to get out of the store and go home and go back to her wretched life that obviously she doesn't like, and hope that things get better for her, and hope that somebody somewhere snaps her into reality and says, hey, you can't talk to people like this. Let's be better. Let's not live a life like this, because obviously you're not happy in your life. If you're happy in your life, you're not vile like that. So I didn't want to escalate the situation. I wanted her to leave. I'm so grateful that her and her posse left. But I had to go over to that woman, and I had to let her know that I heard it. And I had to let her know I'm not okay with it. And I had to let her know that she's going to be okay. Because I couldn't just walk out and be like, whatever. I heard what I heard, but who cares? Who cares? Because if nobody said anything, because there were other people checking out when I was checking out. There were other people there when I was there. They might have talked to their spouse and gone, oh my God, can you hear that girl over there? Listen to what she's saying. But are you saying anything to the lady? Are you saying anything to the victim, to the person that's being attacked? Because in today's world, you think you can go out and verbally and physically attack somebody. You can go out there and say you didn't say something that you said, and then people are just like, oh yeah, okay, let's in today's world, some people feel like they can go out and verbally or physically abuse somebody and not apologize and play the victim. There's also people like Nick Saban that can go out there and say, I didn't say what I said, and there's tape of you saying it, and then people go, okay, well, he's Nick Saban, so believe him. No. No. Where are we in society where everybody's triggered, but when you're a mean person, you don't have to own up to it? When you say something, you don't have to own up to it. When you attack somebody, you don't have to own up to it. You should have to own up to it. You should have to own up to what you do. You should have to, at the very least, admit you're wrong and understand that you did it. If that lack of a human being walked out yesterday and went home and called all their friends and said, I told this lady off, and her friends were like, yeah, do it. Yeah, that's awesome. Woohoo, yeah. Yeah, let's go. People, yeah, we're going to team up. We're all going to go back there and yell at this lady. This woman, the way she was talked to yesterday, if she was fearful to go to work today, I would understand. If she was afraid to go to work today or afraid to go to the parking lot last night, I understand. Nobody in their right mind, it's already hard to find workers. It's already hard to do that. Nobody in their right mind should treat anybody like that, because think about it. That woman could very, very easily not feel safe today, and I would totally understand why. And that's wrong. It's wrong, and it's gross, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I hope they caught it on tape. I hope they get a visual. And I hope somebody talks to that girl. I do. Because I am so sick and tired of people not only being mean to people, but being mean to people and then playing the victim. Playing the victim. You say all that stuff and go, well, you don't know how I was treated. Listen, Okay? You're trying to return an item. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But nowhere in society should you be telling somebody, swearing at somebody, calling somebody names, and saying things to them about your husband won't even look at you, you're fat and ugly, you're stupid. No. No. And if I know anything about today's society, the people that are calling people fat, ugly, and stupid are also the people that if they were called fat, ugly, and stupid would go on Twitter and cry and try and get the whole world to want to, like, electric chair the person that said it. So be nice to people, stop your nonsense, and please stop playing the victim. There was one victim last night, and I talked to him. Besides that, live a better life and have some respect. Go to church, pray, find God, okay? Do something. Because if you think you can talk to somebody like that and get away with it, I hope that God gets to you and talks to you and that you go in there someday and I hope you apologize. Or if you don't apologize to that person, I hope that somehow, some way, God gives you a big hug, you feel the warmth of it, and you go and you do good with the next person. Or that you stand up for somebody that maybe acts like you when you see it. Because what I saw yesterday, I hope to God I never see again. But sadly, in today's America, it's like a normal thing to just be a jerk for no friggin' reason and walk away like you're the victim. So please stop your nonsense. We are not a proud America right now. We're a disbanded, disjointed, controlled, and used America right now. That's who we are. We're a bunch of people that, for some odd reason, millions of you can't see that you're being cattled into an area and herded into a corner. So please understand something. If you want a better America, stop listening to the people, your overlords that are controlling you, and just be a good human being every single day. It's not that hard. You may not like things that happen in your life or how they happen in your life, but if you open your mouth the way that that person did yesterday, I don't believe that you should even be a part of society. I believe you should stay in your house and never come out, like time out until you can figure out how to treat people. Then you can open your door and come back out. But if that's how you talk to people, do us all a favor and have time out in your home and stay in there. And don't you dare leave that house until you can be a nice person. Because there is no way that that type of vile abuse of freedom should be used. Don't tell me that's freedom of speech. That's not freedom of speech. That's your freedom to be a jerk that you think you have, and you don't. So, do better. Annoying moment of the week, top 5 all time of 11 years. Ew, ew, ew. But we're going to talk about focusing being on the positive from here. So that coming from Carvel DeWitt, the annoying moment of the week. I had to bring it up. I had to. It was bad. It was really bad. So we need to do better, and we will do better. I'm going to do better. You'll do better. If we both do better, then maybe we can drown out whatever that was last night. Because not everybody's going to be a nice person, and not everybody's going to do better, and not everybody's going to do good. But if some of us do, we can make a substantial difference. And maybe we can make a difference in her life. So that being said, I appreciate you, I thank you, and I love Carvel, and I love that it's what happy tastes like. So when you go into Carvel DeWitt today, you smile and tell them thank you, because they work very hard, and their incredible staff has just been absolutely amazing. Amanda, she is an artist when it comes to cakes. I appreciate everybody out there at Carvel DeWitt. I commend you and thank you for the work that you do, and I am so excited for my new Sunday. So, big ups to Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. Head out there today and get yourself your favorite. And if you've never been to Carvel, well then, get yourself out to Carvel. You're depriving yourself from the best ice cream on the planet. So head out there today, and I look forward to seeing you out there. Send us your pictures to our social media. Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. We'll take a quick step aside. When we come back inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios, we will bring you Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, focusing on the positive, which after that annoying moment of the week, we all need to hear.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvelanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. That's nice. Have a little brain moment in the middle of it. Welcome back to Wake Up, huh? So, goodness and Mary. So, welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Here, I will stand by this. My allergies will cloud my brain. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know. But they will cloud my brain of, thoughts sometimes. And my allergies have gotten so much worse. And I'm hopefully finding a new allergist. And I'm going to get this thing right because I need it. I need it. So, with that being said, welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. We are here with you at Cafe Kubal on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, and 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, New York. On 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and also at their drive-through location. And the drive-through location there with us on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse. So make sure you head out to Cafe Kubal today and wish Mr. Matt Goddard, the founder of Cafe Kubal and owner of Cafe Kubal, a very happy birthday. So, with that being said, we jump into MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. And What's Poppin' is the next portion of today's broadcast and every Friday, which is LEAD, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. That's Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. And we get to bring you LEAD every single Friday around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Proudly presented by the fantastic, faithful people of Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And today's topic is focusing on the positive. Folks, it's important to focus on the positive. Nobody likes a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer, whatever you want to call it. By the way, my mom's name is Debbie, and a good friend of our family's name is Nancy. So I feel bad for people that have had those connotations. But to negativity out there, we need to call an end to negativity. It needs to go away. Why? Because we cannot survive on stress and negativity. We can't. We can't survive on stress and negativity. It's too much. We can't do it. We cannot survive on stress and negativity. So I look at this, I look at life, and I know that we need to be better. I know that we do. And I know that we need to focus on the positive. The news, more often than not, this is why I don't watch the news. And I don't watch the news. Anybody that knows me knows I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. Because people will say to me, didn't you see this on the news? And I'm like, no, I don't watch it. I don't watch the news. I don't. And, am I going to miss out on some stuff? Sure. But at the same time, do I watch sports? Of course I do. Do I watch sports news? Yes. Of course I do. But do I watch news about, raping, killing, shooting, stabbing, blah, blah, blah? No, I don't. I know that that's happening, and I pray for the world every single day. And unfortunately, I know that, that stuff can happen. But the news is so depressing. And you know what the funny thing is? I didn't watch the news even growing up. And I was watching it one day with my grandmother. It was like, and I literally said this, I watch the news like twice a year. And I had turned it on. And I said to my grandma, I watched the first 10 minutes of the news, and I was young. And I said to my grandmother, I was probably, I don't even know, maybe like a young teenager. And I was like, Grandma, I was like, how do you watch this? I said, I'm so depressed, and I'm so down, and I feel like the world is a horrible place after watching the news. After seeing the first 10 minutes, I said, how can you watch this? I can't even watch this. After watching 10 minutes of the news, I thought the world was going to go on fire and be gone. And that was 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago. So for people who think it's bad now, 20 years ago, the news was making you think hey, if you step outside, you're going to die. Hey, do you go to the grocery store? You're going to die. Hey, do you go to the mall? You're going to die. Hey, God's going to hurl a comet at the earth and we're all going to die. Negative, negative, negative. And we got to focus on the positive. We have to focus on the positive. Why do we focus on the positive? Why should we focus on the positive? Because stress will kill you. Okay? Stress will kill you. It will. It will make everything hurt that already hurts. I'll tell you this about stress. When I'm stressed out, my throat hurts, my neck hurts, my ears hurt, my head hurts, my eyes feel weird, I feel off, my stomach is off, my chest will feel like it hurts, I'll feel like I'm having a heart attack. When you stress out, everything hurts. Everything hurts. Seriously. I wouldn't try this at home, so I'm not going to say, if you don't believe me, get stressed. Ask somebody who's been stressed. Ask somebody. Ask somebody. There's people in my family that we think died of stress. They died of just being around stressful people. It's like being by a nuclear power plant that's leaking. When you're around stressful people in stressful situations, it's like being around a nuclear power plant that's leaking. These chemicals are getting into your body, they're seeping into your pores, and they're changing you. It's reality. And, we have to do something about that. You have to stay away from stressful situations. You have to stay away from stressful people. I'm not saying face reality. I'm not saying don't face reality. I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. I'm saying you have, all I could do yesterday was hope that girl left. Just leave. I didn't want to turn around and tell her and all, because I'm thinking okay, now do they want to jump me? Now do they want to hurt me? Now do they want to hurl insults at me? Now do they want to abuse me? You know what I'm thinking? And it's not like I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking about they've already done this to this woman. Now they'll do it to me. And then they'll start doing it to other people. And they'll start. No, I don't want to do that. Just get out of the store. Just go home. Just go home and get out of here. Or get arrested. One of the two. Preferably get arrested. But if you're not going to get arrested, then go home. And I just, to me, and I, there's so many negative things that we can go back to, right? We can pick, and it's sad that we can do that. It's sad that my brain just said to me, hey, remember that one time that you were in a wheelchair when you injured your knee and that person was trying to take a picture at Hollywood Studios in Disney and they literally got in front of you, blocked you, kicked with their foot, kicked your wheelchair, looked down, and didn't even turn around to apologize or acknowledge that you were in the wheelchair. And my mind could bring that up immediately. That happened in like 2011. And I could pull that up instantaneously. That's not great. Or 2010 or 2011. I shouldn't be able to pull it up. But we could pull up negative things immediately. Here's my challenge to you. Can you pull up positive things immediately? Can you pull up positive moments, positive things that have been said to you, positive relationships in your life, and just overall positivity? Can you pull that up right now instantaneously? Can you be like, oh my God, I remember that one memory when my grandma used to sing to me? I do. I remember my grandma, my mom still has it. There's a little rocking chair in my grandma's house, my G-mama. And there was this little rocking chair, and it had a red pull thing on it, red ball, and you could pull it. And when you pulled it, as you rocked, it would play music for you. And she would sit with me, and I would just sit in the rocking chair. And she would sing, and I would sit there. She would sing, the music would play, we'd have a good time. I remember watching The Price is Right with my G-mama. I remember her making coffee in the morning and making us breakfast. I remember that she had the best BLTs ever. I don't know how, but she even toasted the bread better than anybody that I know. You know, so I think about those moments. Other positive moments that I could pull up. I think about Steve Adazio calling me and congratulating me on my engagement and what he just said to me. You know, I remember that, you know, Steve said, I said, I can't even believe that, like, you would call me. Like, not that we don't have a good relationship, but, you know, you're a busy man. You got a million things going on at Texas A&M. And he said, Dan, you're a good dude. You've been a great friend. You're good at what you do. You've always been loyal to me. You're one of the, you know, you're one of the good ones. You're a good guy. And so I want to call you and congratulate you. And he said, getting married and starting my family was the best decision I've ever made in my life. And he said, and all these years later, I still love my wife. And I won't forget that conversation. I won't forget the conversation of my grandfather, my Pop Miller, my dad's dad, that he built me a swing in the basement. And that might sound weird to people, but he built me a swing in the basement. And I could swing pretty high on it. He built me a swing in the basement, and I asked him why one time. And he was always in the basement working on stuff, and he's in the basement. He's just like, you know, putting things together and building things, looking at things. He was like just creating things, you know, or improving things, or taking things apart to put them back together. And, you know, I asked him one time, I said, Grandpa, because out of the little window that was like above his workbench, I looked out and you hear these kids like laughing and playing and whatnot. I said, Grandpa, why'd you build me this swing? And I'll never forget that he said this. He said, well, and he looked outside, could hear the kids or see them or whatever. And he said, I built that for you because I know that you're a kid and I want you to go be a kid. And I want you to play with all the little kids in the neighborhood. And I want you to have fun. But at the same time, selfishly, I want you to be with me. So I built you a swing so that you could feel like, essentially, so you could feel like you're out there with them, but you're here with me. So he built me a swing so I could be a kid, but never have to leave his side. And I never forgot that he said that to me. I never forgot that my grandfather taught me how to drive. My other grandfather, my Pop Cavino, G-Mama's husband. And I showed my fiance exactly where he taught me how to drive when I was 3 years old. He put me on his lap, and he gave me the wheel, and we were going to the James Street Wegmans. And he let go of the wheel, and he let me hold on to the wheel, and he did the pedal. And at 3 years old, my grandfather taught me how to drive. Today, oh my God, call someone. Child Protective Services. Shut up. One of the greatest memories of my life. My grandfather taught me how to drive. Focus on the positive. Another positive. When I go to the store and they have a cereal that's a mashup of something that I love, and I never thought they'd do that, because as a little kid, I used to mash up 2 to 3 cereals. Another positive. When I go to Disney now, they seem to know my brain and have like certain things that I love. I love the fact that I can go to Disney. Another positive. I have friends that are like brothers to me. Another positive. I can cry happy tears every day because of the relationships I have. Another positive. Having lunch with my mom yesterday made me it just reinforced in me just how cool and awesome my mom is as a human being, and that she's my mom, and she's my friend, and she's someone I can confide in, and she's an awesomely strong woman, and she's just cool to have around. She's just a cool person. She's just awesome. You know what I mean? I have a lot of things to focus on when they come to positive. Now, I know that there's people that have negative things that have happened. I know there's people that have gone through trauma. But let me send you a little riddle. We've all gone through trauma. I believe that. We have. We've all gone through some type of trauma or some type of something. I've been through it. I've been through it. I've had people that I've dated try to kill me. Okay? I have. If this video is watched by 1 million people, then 1 million people know that now. But I'm not ashamed to talk about it because it's good for people to know that you've been through something and that happened 16 years ago. And I'm alive, right? I made it through. Because some people might look at me and go, how hard was your life, Dan? You went to a nice private school. You went to a great university. Your parents helped you pay for your education when you were growing up. You didn't have to work 3 jobs. You didn't have to do this, that, whatever. You know, you've probably never faced discrimination. Not true. Not true. To the extent of some of my friends, absolutely not. I've been discriminated this, and they've been astronomically, which is disgusting. But I have faced discrimination. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I've been threatened by people about different things. But I have been in a car with someone who's been discriminated against. I have felt that to some level. I have witnessed it with somebody else where I almost broke a door handle because I was holding onto the door while I was listening to somebody being called a very horrible, basically think about the N-word for Italian people. There's 3 of them. And she was called one of them repeatedly in front of me. And I was at a place of work. And I almost broke the door handle. I did. She was more worried about me than herself. She goes, are you okay? I go, are you okay? I said, she didn't call me that. She called you that. Are you okay? She goes, yeah, I'm kind of used to it. And or whatever, like, I'm fine. And I remember I told her, I said, I almost broke the door handle clean off of this thing. I did. Because I'm sitting here thinking, it was a woman to a woman. And I don't hit women. I don't strike women. I am not that dude. And I just remember thinking to myself, well, I can't physically retaliate against this person. I don't want to verbally retaliate against this person because I don't want to do an eye for an eye. So let me just break this door handle. So I didn't, but I held onto the door the whole time, and I wouldn't leave the girl. I wouldn't leave her. I didn't care if my boss was like, where have you been? Why aren't you on register right now? I was not leaving that girl alone by herself to get discriminated against. So we've all been through trauma, right? My grandfathers both died when I was 6 years old. The most traumatic event of my life. And we have to focus on the positive, right? You never know what somebody's been through. You might look at somebody and think, they got it all together. They got this, they got that. They've never been through anything in their life. Not true. Not true. So focus on the positive. Focus on the good. And I tell people this all the time. There's 2 things that I say now. There's 2 things that I've over the past year, 2 years, I've started to say. And I really think that people need to hear me when I say these things. If you woke up this morning with an opportunity to complain about your life, you're blessed. I'm going to say that again. If you woke up this morning with an opportunity to complain about your life, you're blessed. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why you're blessed. You woke up. You woke up, and you have a choice to complain or not complain. But if you woke up today, you did what a lot of people didn't get to do, which is breathe again. Number 2, if you can call somebody to complain to somebody, that you have a friend or a family member that will sit and listen to you complain for an hour and a half on the phone while they're sitting at their job, you're blessed. Because that means you have somebody in your life that loves you enough to listen to you scream for an hour and a half. And sometimes I've called up people and complained to people whose lives was far worse than what I was going through. And I had to take a step back and go to myself, okay, their brother just died of cancer, and I'm sitting here yelling about somebody that cut me off in traffic and why it pissed me off. If you woke up today and you can complain about your life, and you can call somebody and complain about your life, you are extremely blessed, more than most. And I want you to take that with you. No matter what has happened or will happen in your life, you have a choice of whether or not you decide to be positive. And today and every day, it is important to focus on the positive because stress kills. Negativity will never make your life better. You will only add more fuel to a very negative fire, and you will only burn your house down. Negativity can only hurt you. Pessimism can only hurt you. Stress can only hurt you. Get it out of your life. Get positive, and I don't care how hard it is. Work at it every single day, and you will get there. I love you all to pieces. If nobody's told you that, I love you, I love you, I love you all to pieces. And I'm not just saying it to say it. God made you, so you matter. You're important. I love you. And I will be here with you every single day working to be positive because it is not always easy, but it is always worth it. And you don't want to take precious moments off of your life because you decided to stay negative and you decided to be stressed out. Stress can kill you. Positivity can preserve you. I'll talk with you all after this fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Coming up next, the top dog of the week. Proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, who did a fantastic job taking care of Lily, as they always do. Thanks to Lorraine, Heather, and the entire team, Chad, everybody out there at K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding of East Syracuse, right off of Bridge Street. Thank you for all you do. Minutes from Erie Boulevard, right off of Erie Boulevard, actually. So make sure you head out there today to K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. The top dog of the week bonds with the Bobcat Buzz. Bobcat Buzz, exclusive content with the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse in our multimedia marketing partnership. Top dog of the week, K9 Kampground and K9 Camp Dog Daycare in our partnership. They bond together for a special top dog of the week, spotlighting and honoring Makai Reed, our newest Bobcat, inside of this Bobcat Buzz special as he is committed to Clay Gagan Sherman and the men's basketball team at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. That's all coming up after this fast break inside the Cafe Kubal studios. Get ready for some fun. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
A
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. I am honored and I am privileged to be here with you for a special edition of the Bobcat Buzz. We are here and joined the Bryant Stratton College Syracuse Spotlight, and I have the opportunity to celebrate a big-time moment with Makai Reed, coming to us from the Syracuse Academy of Science, where he has been since first grade and will continue to stay in our community of Syracuse, New York, heading to the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse to join the Bobcats men's basketball program. So, on the heels of that, this edition of Bobcat Buzz spotlights the commitment from Makai Reed. Makai, how you doing today?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Now, Makai, I want to go back to the beginning here. You grew up in Syracuse, New York. This is where you've been. What can you say about growing up here in this community?
It's a good community, it's a small town, so everybody knows each other. It's a good vibe and stuff, all that.
What is it about your childhood growing up that maybe has made you the person that you are, in your opinion?
I grew up living with my father and my little brother. Grew up taking care of my little brother, just molded me into the person I am today, stuff like that.
Some people have both their parents, some people have one. You said growing up with your father and taking care of your little brother. What's that life been like for you to just have your dad, and how has your dad become a positive part of your life as you've grown up?
Oh no, I still have my mom. My mom's still around. She just lives farther out, but yeah, I still got my mom.
So you live with your dad predominantly, but you do get to see your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that like, having that relationship and that connection growing up as a kid, not having both of your parents in the same place, but still getting to see them? What's that been like for you, and what can you say about your relationships with them?
I mean, it does get hard at sometimes. You just want them together and stuff like that. But me and my relationship with my mom, me and my dad, they're still good. We still talk every day on a daily basis.
And raising your little brother, helping to raise your little brother, you're a kid raising, a kid. So when you're helping to teach your little brother and whatnot, what has that done to maybe help you grow up maybe a little bit quicker?
Yeah, it definitely has made me mature faster, because you gotta think about the stuff that you do, he's gonna watch, so I just had to be a good influence for him.
Here inside of Bobcat Buzz, our exclusive spotlight on the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, celebrating the commitment of Makai Reed to Bryant Stratton College's men's basketball program, you said, your brother's obviously watching everything that you're doing. How have you become the person that you are today? And how would you describe maybe your personality today?
I think my personality be real down to earth. I mean, I'm real chill. Like, I'm real cool. Like, I don't like all the extra stuff. I'm real, like, down to earth. And yeah, I don't really know what else.
I like how you said that. You said that you're real chill while you were acting exactly that way. So, like, yeah, I'm real chill. I'm just kind of relaxed. It's that calmness. Maybe you need to record that voice and play it to some people that have trouble just kind of being at that peace, right? It's hard to. How do you find that peace? Because you said you're real chill, you're real relaxed, but then you embodied that for us. Why are you so kind of peaceful and even keel?
I don't know. It's just like I just don't like giving the energy of just giving a reaction. I mean, like, it's just, yeah.
So what do you put your energy into besides basketball? Do you have another hobby? Do you have something that you do that is like your getaway somewhere where you really want to put that energy?
I have my own landscaping business, actually. I do landscaping.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. How long have you been doing that?
Since last summer, the beginning of last summer.
And what made you want to do that? What made you want to get into landscaping?
Just like growing up, my dad told me to cut the grass. I was good at it, cutting the grass, and wanted to start making money off it. And then, yeah, started going.
So, cutting grass is a piece of that. Do you have a desire to expand that? Have you expanded that into planting different things, pulling weeds, doing different parts of it? I mean, my dad is very big into landscaping himself. So how would you describe your landscaping business? What are the services that you do or are willing to do?
I do, the basic cutting the grass, weed whacking, all that. I started to branch out. I did a few mulching jobs. I did a few planting plants. I've done that before. Yeah, I just branched out and do new stuff like that. Yeah.
Can you see this landscaping business becoming something that you could really put a lot of time into? I mean, do you want to see this expand and grow?
Yeah, I could see this expanding and growing. That's why I'll go to school, get my business degree, learn more about business,
So you're here in Syracuse, New York. You're at the Syracuse Academy of Science. You are right around Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. But how did this relationship begin between you and Bryant Stratton?
That's a good question. That's a good question. How did?
Like, do you remember the first time you started talking to Bryant Stratton?
Yeah, me and Clay, Coach Clay, we started talking. I came up for a visit like next day or something like
that. How did he connect with you? How did you guys first have that? Was it on the phone? Was it in person? What was that first moment like?
He called me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did he say? What do you remember?
He was just telling me how he liked my game, he liked how I played, and how the school was interested in me.
And then you came up pretty quickly to visit. What did you take away from the visit?
That's a really good school, really nice, close-knit school. They get on you about your work, all that. Because that's one thing I probably need is that motivation, the school motivation. I feel like they really do that there.
So you said you feel like you need that motivation. What is it about Bryant Stratton that you feel like you're going to have that you're going to have somebody with you or a community with you to corral you to make sure that you stay focused?
Because I'm still around the town where I grew up. So I'm still going to have my family around pushing me to do better. And just the school itself. It's a nice, tight, close-knit school. Teachers are probably more on you than going to a bigger school. Teachers are more on you going to a bigger school. And yeah, I'm close with the people there.
So, do you know anybody that is currently connected to the basketball program besides Clay? I mean, do you have any connections there already?
I know Tay Baker.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know some players that go. I know some of the players, not too tight. I know some.
So, between Clay calling you, you going up to visit, how quickly did you go up to visit after Clay called? Was it almost immediate?
Oh, yeah, it was immediate. We set something up. I think we set it up that same day. Set up an appointment.
So you go up, you go visit, you like it, you like the close-knit community. Between when you visited and committed, how much time was in between?
Like a month.
Like a month. Okay, so what did you do in that month's time that kind of brought about you making that decision? Bring me into that. What was it from visiting to committing that you did in that month to really decipher if this was the right place for you?
Oh, I just didn't want to rush things. Like I looked into the school a little more, looked into like team, looking all that. I just didn't want to rush it, you know.
So you commit. We're on the heels of that commitment. It's just happened here. So why Bryant Stratton? Why ultimately say, after doing your research, after you're doing your due diligence, why did you feel like, hey, you know what? This is my place. This is where I want to be as a student and as an athlete?
It's close to home, and you can't beat going to school for free. Gave full basketball scholarship, and I get to stay. Again, it's close to home. I get to stay with my family. Yeah.
What do you bring to the team? What are the best parts of your game?
I'm a good leader on the court. I know how to get people in their spots, set people up, and I can score the ball when I need to.
And what are the pieces of your game that you feel like you really need to work on the most?
Piece of my game I think I need to work on the most is staying low. I'm tall, I'm 6'4". I just need to work. I need to work on staying low when I'm giving the ball. That's okay.
This game has evolved. Really doesn't matter what your height is. Guys are being asked to shoot threes and dribble and whatnot. Where do you feel on the court? What do you think is the best position for you that you intend to be playing at Bryant Stratton?
I intend to be playing like a wing guard. I like being a wing guard. I can play on the ball, but I do prefer to play off the ball. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So Clay Gagan-Sherman, the head coach, the new head coach, spent time building the women's program from the ground up, is now the men's basketball head coach. What do you like about Clay?
I like that he's very enthusiastic. He pushes you to get better. And he really does just want the best for you.
The day that you committed, what did you do that day? Did you call Clay? When did you call Clay? Did you go see Clay? Were you on campus? Bring me into your commitment itself.
There was one day, I think I committed, was it yesterday? Yesterday. I committed yesterday, about like a few days before it. I just thought about it. I'm like, let's not keep him waiting any longer. I'm ready to go. Ready to get things rolling. I texted him, told him, ready to commit. Got something set up.
What did Clay say?
He said, that's great. I don't remember what he said exactly.
He's an emotional guy. Did he get excited?
Yeah, he did. Hold on. I got it right here.
Okay. Getting exact words here from Makai Reed, who has just committed to Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse to play with their men's basketball program. coming up very, very soon here. And this is a special edition of Bobcat Buzz, exclusively a part of our partnership with the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. So what did he say?
Yeah, he was real enthusiastic. Let's go.
I love that. Yeah, and a bunch of fire stuff there. Awesome. So you're coming here. You're coming to play at Bryant Stratton. You're excited to be a part of this. What should we know about Bryant Stratton? What should we know about this team? Why should people come out and see the team play?
Because we came to play. We're not going to play around. We got a job to do. I'm not coming to play. I came to do my job and bring a chip.
This team has made the national spotlight, but has yet to win a championship. What does it mean to you that you're coming to a team that has made nationals and has at least had the opportunity to taste what it's like to be out there with the rest of the country?
It's just proving that we can get there. We just need to put the pieces together and finish the job.
Fair enough. Final piece here inside of Bobcat Buzz is special spotlight with Makai Reed, who has just committed to Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse to play with the men's basketball program. We do a thing called rapid fire. I put you on the hot seat. You put me on the hot seat. Nothing to do with basketball. We just throw 3 questions at each other. I have to answer it, and so do you. So I'm going to defer to you first. You can ask me anything in the world, and I have to answer it. Go ahead. Literally anything. I have to answer it. What do you got?
You got to go first.
I got to go first?
Yeah.
All right, fine. All right, I'll go first. If you had to watch one movie for the rest of your life on repeat that you would never get sick of, what movie would it be?
It has to be a single movie. It can't be like a franchise.
You can pick a franchise.
Okay. Probably have to be some Marvel movies. Can't go wrong with some Marvel movies.
So what character franchise would you pick? This is just a second part to the first question.
Growing up, I really liked Thor. Thor has always been my favorite Avenger.
Okay. All right. You're going to go see Thor Love and Thunder then, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So Thor, you say growing up, Thor was always your favorite Avenger. Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. He's just always been my favorite Avenger.
Always been your favorite. Okay. All right, Thor. Well, I ride with Marvel. I can go with that. What's your first one for me? Keep it Marvel if you want to.
What's your favorite Marvel character?
Favorite character of all time? I have 2. Spider-Man, and then coming off of Spider-Man, Venom. So Spider-Man and Venom are my 2 favorites. I actually got to be in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as an extra in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movie. And in college, I shot my own trailer of what I would have done in a Spider-Man movie and wrote a script of 80-plus pages. So big Spider-Man fan, and I would love to be able to work on one of those shows someday. I intend to work on one of those movies someday. So I'll let you know when that happens. My first one, or my second one for you, we're going to stay. You know what? We're going to stay with this because I do another show, an entertainment show called Superpowered Pop. So we're going to shamelessly plug that and have some fun with this since we're talking Marvel. So Thor's your favorite. It's been your favorite. Who is your favorite Marvel villain?
My favorite Marvel villain.
Yeah. You got Thanos. You got Ultron. You've got, I guess you could say the Winter Soldier if you really wanted to. He was a villain for a time. You could say Scarlet Witch now.
Yeah, I'll probably say Ultron.
Ultron? Okay. Why Ultron?
He's a cool character. He's just that he went about things was cool. Not the stuff that he did, but yeah.
Okay. All right. What's your second one for me?
What's your dream job?
My dream job. I'm living it. I get to do what I love and love what I do. This is fun for me. So I've been a broadcaster more than half my life now, 18 plus years. And on top of that, I do want to work in music. I've sung since I was 3. I've written, I want to say 30 to 40 songs. I want to continue to work in movies. I want to screenwrite. I love to act. And I do a lot of stand-up comedy stuff. I've been working on a lot of bits. I love making people laugh. So I got a lot of stuff in the tank. So my dream job is to be me and to live out the things that I love to do every day, which is sing, make people laugh, tell stories. I mean, really, that's my daily life, and I want to do that for as many people as I can. I want to bring as much positivity as I can to the world. So my last one for you. If you could have any job in the world right now, which one would you pick and why?
If I have any job in the world, it'd be an NBA player.
NBA.
That's the childhood dream. Grow up, be an NBA player. Still my dream. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite NBA player?
Kyrie.
Kyrie, okay. So I'm going to ask you this question. Kyrie has a player option for $36.5 million to stay with the Nets. Do you think he should stay with the Nets for this last year? And should the Nets sign him long term, or would you rather see him go somewhere else? You want to see him keep playing with KD, I guess, is the big question.
I would always love to see him play with LeBron again, but
okay.
I don't think that ever happened. But I think he should stay at the Nets.
Okay. All right. What's your last question for me?
What's your favorite NBA player?
Favorite NBA player? I'm a Toronto Raptor fan, so favorite NBA player of all time, Damon Stoudemire, my rookie of the year, my number 20. And I would say my favorite NBA player right now, that's really tough. Right now. Oh, boy. I think if Kawhi Leonard was staying healthy, I really like Kawhi. I like what he did for Toronto. But if I had to pick a favorite NBA player now, it would, oh, man. I mean, I like KD. I respect KD. But I don't know if I would pick KD. I don't know. I'd probably say Steph. I'd probably say Steph Curry right now. Because I grew up playing basketball and I shot threes all over the place. So I'd probably say Steph. Probably be Steph all day because of his game. So that's probably what I would say. But with that being said, Makai Reed, this spotlight, Makai Reed committing to Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, this special edition of Bobcat Buzz on the heels of that commitment. And I'm ecstatic to see everything Makai is going to do here in our community, continue to do, coming from the Syracuse Academy of Science and being a Syracuse native now with Bryant Stratton joining the team for this upcoming run. So, Makai, thank you for your time. Thank you for letting me tell your story in this edition of Bobcat Buzz. I look forward to seeing you in person. And, of course, I look forward to seeing you excel and never, ever give up on your dreams, all right?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to, and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be from head to toe, preventative care, rehab, physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. We're hanging out here in a very special edition of Pacer Pride. You know that Pacer Pride is exclusive in our multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood University, my alma mater, as I am a proud alum graduating in 2007. And we tell the stories of student athletes, coaches, and administration all throughout Marywood University in these shows called Pacer Pride. Well, today we get to make history as we are picture in picture with the Marywood baseball team, celebrating Marywood, tying the most records ever or most wins ever in a season with 22. And Jason Thiel's been on the show a bunch of times. Now I have the opportunity to celebrate with Vinny D'Auria as well as Mike Aronica and Nick Notari here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So with that being said, gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Nick, I'm going to start with you, and I would love to get your thoughts on. We're going to go kind of all over the place here today. So, baseball for you guys was going on no matter what, right? We were getting ready for the season and whatnot, but Major League Baseball were billionaires and millionaires fighting with each other. Were you keeping an eye on that? And what are your thoughts on, as you're getting ready to play D3 baseball, that the major leagues almost potentially had a lockout that could have been very, very debilitating to baseball?
I think, yeah, obviously, like, for, like, the sake of the game and, like, getting people to watch the game and stuff, it could have been pretty bad. But I don't really know much about the lockout. I just know that, well, it was like a labor dispute, right? I don't know. I didn't really follow it too much, so I'm probably not the right person to ask for that. But no, I'm sure Vinny knows a lot. Vinny follows that pretty hard.
All right, Vinny, throw it at me here. What were your thoughts on the fact that as you're playing baseball, those at the highest of the high in the majors had to figure out millions and billions, and we're holding up everybody?
See, I'm not sure if I ever put two and two together, like us playing versus them playing. To us, we never had to worry about a lockout ever being the case, thankfully, because we already missed so much baseball throughout our careers with COVID and everything. But my opinion with the lockout is that as someone that, as amateur baseball players, we kind of find it funny that you can be paid millions to play baseball and still have something to complain about almost. So it was kind of weird. This is the first time that I've seen a lockout with the MLB. So I don't know. I thought that it should have been figured out a little sooner than it was, but I'm happy it finally was figured out. It feels like I was actually talking about it last night with my friends. I completely forgot there even was a lockout to begin with, just because we've got the season going so smoothly.
Mike, what are your thoughts on that? Like when you're out there playing, to see the fact that, you know, the highest level of baseball was on hiatus trying to figure things out, where, like Vinny said, you guys were playing for the love of the game.
It is like pretty amazing to see like some people, as what Vinny just said, like complaining about like not getting paid enough or like stuff like that, when we're almost like at this level, we're not even really getting like paid to play. Like we are just playing for like the love of the game. I also don't know like too much about it, but like it is kind of crazy seeing like Major League Baseball getting put to a pause, and like you see like the amount of revenue that each team's like producing, and like they're like the capstones that each team has, and then like seeing them like not being able to pay like their players enough with like how much money they're actually getting like year by year.
We look at, like you said, you don't have pay for play. Some people think it already has become that because there's not many rules and restrictions, but name, image, and likeness is out there. And Division 1, 2, and 3 student athletes can make money off their name, image, and likeness. So if you want to talk to a business and you want to do something in that respect, you can. What are your thoughts on NIL, and what are your thoughts on the fact that if you decide to essentially kind of school yourself and be your own boss, that you could potentially make money while you play? That's you, Mike.
I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, it would definitely be like a cool thing to do. Like I personally wouldn't mind playing with a guy that like is capable to do that. Cause like, say like, even if you were the guy that's not like the face of something, or like you're not getting paid for it, like it brings like a lot more attention to like your team. And then like, if you're playing well, like you as an individual, and then like, I feel like that's like, if you were to try and make your team getting like paid, like even just starting with one player and getting like some eyes like turned this way, like you're definitely going to get like a lot more outcomes, and like you probably will see like a lot more people at the game. So I think that would be like a cool thing, like if it actually was like to happen.
What do you think, Nick, about that? You know, the fact that there is that opportunity there for NCAA Division 1, 2, and 3. There isn't a place for you to make something while you play, and you can benefit from it individually or as a team if you get enough people involved. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely interesting. I see a lot of like, especially D3 level, there's more like local, like bat companies, say, like that kind of stuff. And like, I think I saw something like there was like 570 athletes or something, and even like barstool athletes and stuff. It's definitely interesting. Like it's like a good step towards, I don't really know how to word that. Like, so yeah, I don't really know how to word it, but like, I don't know. I think it's a good step towards like, even like not besides like the money part, like just like for D3, especially like feeling included in that is like huge. And like to see it actually like be around is cool. Like, even if like these companies are just like giving you like a shirt or something that says like Barstool athletes and stuff, like it's definitely interesting. And it's and like for the money part, like I see like a couple of my friends that are like at big schools, like they could sell like t-shirts and stuff, and like they make like money off it, which is like huge because like if you're playing a sport in college, especially like D1 level, it's like basically a job. Like it's a grind. Like you're doing that in school, so like you can't work or anything.
Yeah, and you know what? You brought it up in a way there with D3. You know, D1 and D2 have a certain set of rules that are together, and then D3 kind of sometimes feels pushed off to the side. And I have been a proponent of changing that. And name, image, and likeness includes everyone for once, but it's been a long time since, really forever, since D3 has been treated with the respect that D1 and D2 get and given the same opportunities, which I'm very much against because I want the student athletes to all have a great experience. And you guys have to watch film, you have to lift, you have to run, you have to practice, you have to play games, you have to travel. So you should be treated the same way because you're all student athletes. Vinny, you're nodding your head. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think some people don't realize that as Division III athletes, we don't receive athletic scholarships. We go to school for school. That's how we decide where we're going to go in the future. And I think you're completely right. I think D3 gets pushed to the side. I think people forget how competitive and how many great athletes there are at the Division III level. And it's nice to see that we finally get opportunities to, I guess, profit off our name and likeness. Not that D3 necessarily has that much weight to it. Being D3 athletes, it holds that much weight. That's another thing. I guess we get looked over by companies or whatever that would be willing to sponsor an athlete. But going to the athletes being compensated and stuff, I've written a lot of papers in class about this just because it's a topic that I've always felt so passionate about, especially at the Division I football and basketball levels, and even baseball now. It's growing so much that they're making so much money, and there's millions of dollars being passed back and forth from these companies, and these players were never allowed to receive $1 or even a meal or anything for what they're providing, the entertainment they're providing. So I think it's finally right that there is something there for athletes to be able to make a name for themselves before they necessarily go pro.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, the percentage is so small of anybody going pro that this is your only time to make that money and to have that opportunity. So I agree with that completely. We are here today in this Pacer Pride special with a trio of Marywood baseball players here with Vinny D'Auria as well as Mike Aronica and Nick Notari. And Vinny, I'm going to stay with you on this. You said you go to school for school, right? Because you're a Division III athlete. You don't have a scholarship. You're not getting a free education. So you choose the school. So I want to go back to the day that you did in hindsight 2020. Why did you choose Marywood, and what are your thoughts on that?
You know, it's funny. There wasn't much time of like debating once I saw Marywood. I talked to Coach. Coach is a great guy. He's one of the best coaches I've ever had, easiest to talk to. So when he was recruiting me, it kind of felt right. So then I looked into the school more. My major is marketing, and that's pretty broad. You can pretty much find a school anywhere that offers that. But when I stepped on campus, it was kind of just a very homey feel, very small campus, kind of tucked away. There's only couple ways in, couple ways out. And there's just something about walking around campus. It's very beautiful. The baseball field is impeccable. We got to give Rob Galderi a lot of credit there. He does a heck of a job maintaining that field. So I think the surrounding environment was just somewhere that I wanted to spend my next 4 years at school.
Yeah, I love that you said that, you know, it's a campus. I visited twice, and I actually got called for basketball when Eric Grundman was there as a coach. And I visited. I just wanted to get a feel for it. I went, I think it was one of the first, if not like one of the first schools that I went to see. I went with my dad. And the teacher that I met was the game changer. And Jay Hammer, and he's since passed. But he he was the reason because of how he treated me and what everything was like. And so I got this like red carpet. I got there. He put his hand out. He's like, "Oh, you must be Dan Tortora." And I was like, "Why would you even know my name?" You know, I'm just a kid walking on campus today. And they made me feel great. I remember he promised me, he said, through me, you will get the education you want. I will make sure you learn all the, you get to all the classes you want to go to. I'm in communications. He's like, I'm going to make sure you get a feel for everything that you want to get a feel for. And then I went back with my mom. My mom opened the door in the parking lot, looked out, and she was like, yeah, he's going here. Like, she just knew. She got that feeling. And I actually had a premonition dream about this place, about Marywood. I had 2 premonitions, and whether or not people believe in these, this happened. So one of my dreams that I had, I was in Madonna Hall. I didn't know that. And there was a kid, I couldn't see his face, and he had his back to me, and he was bent down, and he was stapling black garbage bags to the wall. And I remember thinking, what the heck is this dream? Well, fast forward, my friend Steve, that was him. I hadn't known him before the dream. He was stapling trash bags to the wall for our Halloween, like a kind of extravaganza and whatnot. So I had that dream months before I met Steve. And then I had a dream of Nazareth, and I came around, and there was a banner, and I couldn't see the banner. It was like God wouldn't let me look around the corner. And then just for fun, I was walking one day on campus, and I went, wait a second. And I walked around the side, and I saw the Marywood banner that I couldn't see. So I actually had premonitions of where I was going before I went, and I know that I made the right choice. So it was kind of a unique experience. Nick, what are your thoughts? Why Marywood for you? What did it for you?
Kind of same as Vinny. I did my overnight with Vinny, actually, and it was a family. Everyone was awesome, so nice, approachable. Coaches are awesome, and also for my major, they had my major. I'm in the PA program now, so yeah, it was great. Like everything Vinny said.
I love how Nick was like, Vinny did it right. Let's move forward. So he said everything that needed to be said.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So you did the overnight with Vinny. Was that the first time you met him?
Yeah, no, yeah, it was the first time I met him, and he was roommates with a kid I went to high school with, actually, TJ Lacey. So I knew TJ, which was good. But yeah, everyone was awesome. Vinny and everyone I was with, and I went to like a practice. They took me out to dinner. It was great. I was like, yeah, I'm coming here.
How quickly did you know when you came on campus?
Pretty quick. I loved everyone. I was excited. It was definitely pretty quick.
What was the impression that Jason Thiel gave you?
Oh, he was great. He was awesome. He was so nice. He was, yeah, I mean, he was, I'm trying to remember the first time I met him. I was in his office, and we were just talking about baseball, because I'm local, so I'm from Clark Summit.
Yeah.
So like he knew a lot of my coaches and everything, so it was like easy to relate to him. And yeah.
Fair enough. Mike, your thoughts? Why Marywood for you?
I definitely knew like I was gonna stay home. Like this was like the school that like I definitely wanted to go to. Like being like I'm from Dunmore, so like I'm always like driving by campus and stuff, and like I always liked the campus. I always knew like the baseball field was really nice here. And then like when I got into like the talks with coach, like finding out that I could play like baseball for like at least another 4 years, like that definitely really was like a deal breaker for me. Like I definitely wanted to come here and play baseball. It was like really nice. And like I was like taught, then I was like talking a little bit more. He was like definitely like really good with like talking about it, like saying like even if you have the chance to play at a big school, would you like it'd be like a role like a big school or like make a difference here. Like just like hearing that, it was like definitely like really inspiring to hear, and I just wanted to like try and like make an impact on the school and just make my impact on here.
I find that interesting that you said that's what coach said. You know, he said, would you want to go somewhere else and maybe be a role person, or would you want to come here and make a difference? Do you feel that has come through? Do you feel like you've made a difference?
I like to. I like. Definitely try to, but I definitely see that being like very true, just because like I don't know, with like the group of guys here and like being a pitcher, like everybody, like you'll definitely like get your chance to like show what you got. So once you do that, you kind of get like your foot in the door, and then like it's just like whatever you have from there. It's like all up to you.
Mike, do you now? Obviously, Nick and Vinny talked about their first experience meeting each other and coming on a visit at the same time. Were you on that same, or did you come at a different time?
I did not do an overnight here, but coach actually had me like meet a few of the guys, and like I still remember like meeting like some of the guys, like going over to hang out at like like one of like the baseball houses where like all the kids like lived, like meeting everybody, and like it definitely like made you like feel at home. Like I like distinctly remember like even like hanging out with like some of like the seniors that graduated when I was like a freshman, like the impact that they had on me. Like it definitely was like it was like a strong like feeling. Like I definitely was like leaning towards that. It was almost like I just kind of felt like I just stepped from one school to the other and like already had like a bond with like the guys on the team.
And for you coming from Dunmore, that was my first apartment. I lived on Dunmore. I lived in Dunmore right behind and caddy corner to the Rita's that's over there. So I could walk to Rita's, which is a very good thing. And so, but I do want to get your thoughts on how you would describe Dunmore, Mike, because it's like you're in Scranton and boom, it's Dunmore. It's right there. It's kind of like parallel streets. It's like you blink, you're out of it, but it's also like a nice little area of people. And it's, typically, I mean, to me, it was always nice and quiet, and, people walk their dogs, wave to you and whatnot. How would you describe Dunmore?
I like it here. It's like, it's a small town. I feel like once you leave your house, like you're going to at least see like one person, every time. And like, it's funny you saying like you were like living near Rita's. You felt like you could walk like to there. Like, I don't know, just growing up here, like I still can remember back to when I was young. I feel like you could walk almost to anywhere in Dunmore. Like, it's just like, it's such a small town. Like, everybody. I don't know. I feel like you don't really have to be like worried here either. So it's just like a nice town. I felt like it was like a nice town to grow up in.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was walking my dog Shady at the time, and we got lost. And it was at night, and I turned some corner or something I didn't normally go down, and I was like, don't worry, Shady, focus. There's like 4 blocks, so we'll make it around a corner. We'll figure it out. But Mike, for you in the community, now obviously, you grew up in Dunmore and whatnot, but what are your things to do? Like when you had some time to yourself, because I had things that I always did. There's hobbies that I have, and I carried them over into Scranton area and whatnot to Marywood for the most part. What are some things that you like to do besides baseball?
Sometimes, since I'm like home, I still have like these guys go back to like home. Like I still have like all of like my friends like coming back from school. So just like hanging out with them, like, I don't know, like picking up a basketball or something, like playing like pickup, or even just like going over to someone's house and just hanging out for a little while. I don't know. Like I really do feel like it doesn't like what I do here. It honestly doesn't like change too much. It's just like who I'm doing, like the things I'm doing that with. It definitely is weird though, like the transition, like from when everybody's leaving and coming back, because there will be like a 2-week period in time where like I feel like I'm the only person in Dunmore, and it's definitely like a weird feeling to have.
Yeah, that definitely. That's when you start putting up all your mayoral signs, and you make sure when people come back that they all know who they're voting for. Vinny, for you, coming, from just outside of the New York City area and whatnot, what besides, playing baseball and being on campus and whatnot, coming from Walden, New York, what were the things that you like to do? Were there places you like to go? Were there restaurants? Was there some hobby things that you like to do and whatnot? I always want to, and I don't think I've ever asked anybody this, that when you're on 81 and you're heading toward like Montage Mountain and all of that, there's that giant hill of old cars. It's just like that trash area. I don't know if you guys know the area, but there's that massive like wall of this is how polluted and just like we just throw things somewhere. And I remember thinking to myself, has anybody ever gone over there? So, I mean, at least you notice what I'm talking about. But 80, and I'm sure, Mike, you know about it because it's like you literally get right on the highway from Dunmore and it's there on the left. But what things did you do, Vinny? And did you have any hobby stuff that you like to do? Any places you like to go?
To be honest, my biggest hobby has always been baseball. So spring, school ball, and then summer and fall was strictly travel ball. I played a year of football in high school, a year of soccer, a year of track to keep me busy just because I didn't really have that hobby. Like I know a lot of people around the Scranton area like to ski, snowboard. That's not for me. I do honestly play a lot of video games. I think these two can agree to that. So that's a good way to kill time. But no, most of the time I'm outside doing something sports related. Like right now I'm in Myrtle Beach for an internship working with Ripken baseball. So I'm outside all day just hanging around baseball as an extra hand. So anything that can keep me active.
You said you're down in Myrtle Beach doing an internship with Ripken baseball. Congratulations on that. What can you say your Marywood education and marketing has done to help prepare you for this internship that you get to enjoy right now?
I think it's laid a very good groundwork for what to expect in the real world. It's not necessarily just book work, but there's a lot of experience that the professors give us to be prepared for something like this. And I think my own expertise within baseball kind of goes hand in hand with that and allows me to get like a good grasp of the duties that I'm assigned to down here.
So what do you get to do?
I'm actually a tournament operations work helper. So basically for youth tournaments, anywhere from 10U to 16U, I'll announce the next batter that's coming up, do music, scoreboard, then I'll help lock up, all that stuff. And then throughout the week, I have to help set up all the stuff. So I got to rip baseballs. I got to drive around golf carts, shuttle people around, just a bunch of odd jobs. But it's really cool because I get to see how the operations work without necessarily being directly involved with it. And it's a very cool experience, especially getting my foot in the door in terms of working in the sports industry.
Yeah. And that education, like you said, that you had that was hands-on and in the book and whatnot at Marywood University, like you said, you feel like it helped lay a foundation for you, and that speaks volumes about what Marywood is to all of us. I mean, I say it all the time. I came in 2003. I worked with the ESPN affiliates, or with Fox affiliates, or with Yahoo affiliates, and now I own my own business. And we turned 10 years old this July, and it all started at Marywood. So I'm happy to hear that there's a foundation being laid for you there that you can appreciate thanks to your education at Marywood University. Nick, your thoughts on it from Clark Summit. You got a Sheets now that's massive.
Yes.
I remember going to
soon.
What'd you say?
They're tearing the Sheets in Clark Summit down. They're building the big one.
Oh yeah, and I saw that. I saw that there's a renovation because I came in before. Yeah. I came in, and that one's pretty big, but I came in before, all that went down, and then I saw the construction. So they're building a bigger Big Sheets, is what you're saying?
Yeah, one with like they have seating and stuff, kind of like the one in Dixon City, I think. Or like there's like seating and stuff, and like I think they're gonna, I don't know, like sell alcohol type of one, or like the big ones. I don't know, but I heard it's gonna be massive. Yeah.
Mine as well, like right there, since they got some space, could have like an outdoor like amphitheater or maybe like a big screen where you can eat food, watch a movie, sandlot, and get some French toast sticks at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, Clark Summit, when I was coming through there was a few restaurants, there was like a Weiss, and then there was Freedom Bridge, right? And there was like nothing else. And then I came off there, and I remember thinking to myself, I was driving from New York City, or I was driving from Long Island, and I got off the exit and I said, I got to get gas. Like I'll find something to eat, figure something out. I come off the exit and I was blown away by the fact that this like area that's all like beneath a mountain type of feel to it, that it's all been, industrialized, evolved. What are your thoughts coming from Clark Summit that, we've seen this evolution and expansion of what it is? How would you describe it now?
It's definitely interesting because kind of like Dunmore, like Aronica was saying, like it's like really small town, and I mean like they had like you said, like used to be like a couple restaurants, but now there's more, like there's Chipotle there now. They're building new Sheets, Wendy's. Yeah, I mean they're just, I mean they only have like that little strip to work with, I guess, which is kind of interesting because they have to like be smart with, I guess, what they're putting there. But yeah, definitely has gotten like a lot more like chains type of businesses.
Did you have any hobbies growing up that transferred over to Marywood? And like Mike, being so close to Marywood University, growing up and whatnot, did things just kind of feel the same, or have you brought other things into your life since coming to Marywood?
I don't know. I still do like most of the same like hobbies I do. Like I like fish, ski, and kind of just like I live home, so it's like the same like routine for me, I guess.
I was trying to hope that one of you gentlemen would say that you've at least been to Cinemark, because it's one of, if not my favorite movie theater. I actually worked there when I was at Marywood for a little bit to make some money on the side, and I got lost the first couple weeks of coming to Marywood. This was like before GPS on your phone and all this stuff making it easy and whatnot. We got lost trying to drive there. We drove to some back road, drove through a gate that was open. It was like nighttime misty, looked like Jurassic Park. I have no idea where we ended up, but it's like 10 minutes away, maybe. We got lost for 2 hours and ended up, I think, at Walmart and just said, let's have a great day. But have you at least been to Cinemark?
Is that the one in Montage?
It is one.
Or is that? Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, kind of like what you said. Like in Clark Summit, like when I was like in high school and stuff, like I would never leave Clark Summit or like do anything in Scranton. Like I kind of just like treated it like it was like so far away, or like I must have at least, because like but when I came to Marywood, there was so much more stuff that like I never even knew existed so close to me. Like it was like kind of a different world, even though it was like 25 minutes away. So yeah, kind of, I guess what you said.
All right. So Vinny, you nodded. So you've been to Cinemark at least?
Yeah, I've been over there once or twice, but I like what Nick said about like there's so much more than you realize. Back at home where I'm from, I went to a Catholic school that was 20, 30 minutes away from my house. So I was used to traveling fairly far, but it wasn't a big deal for me to get somewhere. Like traveling 20 minutes, 30 minutes was not considered necessarily a long ride. In Scranton, traveling 20, 30 minutes is I found that the locals found that that's a very long way to travel to get somewhere. There's just so much in Scranton within a 5 to 10 minute radius that like you don't need to go too far. It's funny that Nick said he never really left Clark Summit growing up, because there is a lot in Clark Summit. There's a lot in Scranton. There's pretty much everything you need in one spot, which is funny about Scranton because it's not necessarily the biggest geographically. There's a lot of people. There's a lot more people there than you'll realize.
Vinny, how would you describe, to go off of that, how would you describe Marywood University's campus? Because when I came onto campus, I know University of Scranton's down the road. University of Scranton's like set inside of a city, right? It's like, boom, right there in the city. There's people going around, places to park, parallel parking, all that stuff. And then you come 4 minutes down the road, 4 minutes, and you're at Marywood University, and it's quiet, and it's surrounded by a community, and there's an arboretum, and people come on campus, and they bring their friends that come into town and their family just to look at the campus like it's a growing museum, a living museum. So how would you describe Marywood University? Because the way I told people, and so many people were like, oh yeah, you went to that school that has that electric sign, because they used to have an electric sign. Marywood used to have, like, it put the weather up, and they put like the temperature and the time, and it was on 81. And now there's the Marywood Pacer there that's on 81 that I see every time. And I still, even though I've been to Marywood a billion times, went to school there, constantly coming on campus, I still look at I get so prideful when I see the Pacer, and I still crane my neck back unsafely when I'm driving, and I'm like, oh, look, that's us. So, but I know that I describe Marywood in a certain way, and I still feel that love, and I still feel that like community and that safety. How would you describe Marywood?
Yeah, it's right at the border of Dunmore and Scranton. Might be able to determine which one it is. I think by address it's Scranton, but the surrounding area is called Greenridge. It's a very family-oriented area that you will constantly. There's not one nice day that you won't see somebody out walking their dog. There's kids around playing. It's a playground right off the back of campus. It's just a very homey area with some historic homes. I know President Joe Biden's house that he grew up in is right off Marywood's campus. So that's a bit of an attraction during the election months. But it's kind of set back. There's only a couple roads in and a couple roads out. And then even when you drive by it on the highway, I say sometimes to my friends, I wish there was an exit for us to get off and go right on the campus, because you see it from the highway and you're literally only a couple 100 feet away from campus, but then you got to drive 5 minutes around town to get into the front of campus. Because like I said, there's only one way in. Yeah, it's nice that it's tucked away, but it's still very relevant to those passing by on the highway.
Nick, what would you say coming from Clark Summit? How would you describe Marywood University and the campus?
I don't know. I kind of see it as like, it's like a little corner, and it's very like, I see it very like secluded. Like there's like the highway is like a good like back for it. And then it's just like a little corner, and it's like you said, like has like trees and everything. And it's like makes it peaceful and just like a little corner of Dunmore. And yeah.
I like that it's like it's there, like you guys are describing it, but it's its own entity. Like it's
like it's all together. Like the U is all like, you don't know what's the U, what's LAC, but Marywood, you know, it's all there and it's organized, kind of, I guess might be the word. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and it's consistently grown as well, because they have that area to work with, which is awesome. Mike, being from Dunmore, you could probably describe it best in its evolution. How would you describe Marywood University?
I mean, coming from like Dunmore High School, it's literally Dunmore High School's backyard. Like you could see both campuses at once. I mean, being from the area, I mean, definitely a little bit biased, but I feel like just like the campus alone, I feel like it's definitely like one of the nicest campuses around here. Like I didn't really apply to too many local schools, just because I had my eyes set, like if I was going to stay somewhere like local, it was going to be here. But I don't know, like even growing up, like I would come over here for like extra tutoring and stuff. Like my grandparents live in the Greenridge section, like Vinny was saying. I don't know, like just growing up around here, like I really always just like loved the campus, like seeing it change, like even like the new library that they just put in, like it's like, I don't know, it's just like really nice. Like there's always like a nice view that you could see from like almost anywhere on campus.
Yeah, I love it. And you just keep going up the hill and you can see more and more. So it's a beautiful place. Before I let you guys go, 22 wins, ties the record for most ever in Marywood baseball history for a single season. Mike, your thoughts on making history at Marywood?
I mean, it's definitely a really good feeling. It is. The only like little like salty taste that definitely is in the mouth is like missing out on 5 potential games. So like 5 extra chances to possibly like break it. But it definitely is like an amazing feeling, like finishing off that season, like coming off of a shortened season and then coming in like making some noise like this year, tying the record. It's definitely like a good way to like leave an impact on there, but I feel like missing out on those 5 games is definitely like, it's like a little bit of like a salty taste, just because you realize you had like 5 extra chances to like get something done.
You talk about missing out on games. We have seen that. I mean, the world was taken away from student athletes. When you look back on that and the fact that, I know you have a salty taste on 5 games and wanting to pass that 22 wins and get to at least 23, if not 27 in that case. What can you say about having the game stolen away and the fact that there really was no antidote for that.
I mean, it's almost like a wake-up call. It really makes you like appreciate what like you have in the moment. Like I know definitely coming off of like last year with like a shortened season, it's like just like straight off the bat, like getting back into like the normal routine. Like you don't take anything for granted. Like every single time you get out on like the mound or like step foot on the field, it's just like it's like a different feel because like you know what it feels like to have something like taken away from you or have something shortened on you. So like in a way it really does make you like appreciate the sport and like being able to step on that field just because you realize like how easily that could be taken away from you.
Yeah, I totally understand that and I appreciate that. Nick, I know Nick's got to pop out here, but Nick, your quick thoughts here on the season and having some stuff taken away from you prior to.
Aronica said it's kind of bittersweet. It sucks you didn't make playoffs too, but I guess that's just unfinished business for next year. But I was very proud of our team. We played well. We overcame like a lot of adversity last year and the year before with the whole COVID thing, and we like didn't get like lazy throughout the whole like process of not playing. We like practiced and we dealt with COVID and we just overcame it pretty well. And we worked hard. We stuck together and we were close. We were really close this year.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic season. I'm very proud of you guys. Vinny, really quick here, your thoughts on the season as we wrap up this special edition of Pacer Pride with the Marywood University Pacers baseball team.
Yeah, this season, although it didn't end the way we wanted to, I think we could all look back and say overall it was a successful season. I mean, tagging the win record is huge. But at the beginning of the year, I think you could have asked any of us, and we would have told you we were going to break that win record. It was on all of our minds. We knew what the number was, and we wanted it more than anything. And like Mike said, we missed, I think it was 3 or 4 games from rainouts or and cancellations. So who knows what would have happened if we were to play those? Who knows what would have happened if we made playoffs? So there's a lot of what ifs. A lot of games we lost within 1 or 2 runs, which sting looking back. But we had a lot of experience and great leadership on this team this year, and everybody wanted it. The difference between this year and some of the past is that, like Nick said, we were so much tighter knit as a group than ever before. There's no drama. We all wanted it. We all had each other's backs. And it led to success on and off the field. And I think we really enjoyed ourselves this year with a core group of guys, Nick and Mike being our 2 aces, so to speak. You can't decide who's an ace out of those 2. They were always going doubleheaders for us, our most consistent pitchers, and we knew when those guys were on the mound, we had a very good shot at winning. So it was a lot of trust and a lot of trust that went around throughout the team and a lot of good chemistry, which led to success.
Yeah, and an incredible season. And I'm so proud to have, been able to cover and be a part of what Jason is building and his staff and what every single one of you is doing to build this team up. It's been truly incredible. I'm so happy there was a season. Happy you guys got to 22. I'm happy that you tied the record. And I know that, you're laying a foundation for future success. So thank you for all you're doing. Thank you to Nick, who had to jump to class. Also a really good sign here, right? We're having a conversation. Somebody has to go to class, and he goes to class to be on time. So good for you, Nick. So for Nick Notari from Clark Summit, Pennsylvania, for Mike Aronica of Dunmore, Pennsylvania, and Vinny D'Auria of Walden, New York, I want to thank Marywood Baseball for being this spotlight of Pacer Pride. And God bless to all you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of today's show. And once again, on behalf of me and of everyone that really should be saying this, past, present, and future Pacers, thank you for what you guys did this season. We really are proud of you, and I'm very excited for what's to come.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate that.
Thank you for having us.
All right, talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Appreciate it.
That coming once again from the incredible Pacers of Marywood University and the baseball program, a trio of fantastic guests as we got to celebrate with Vinny D'Auria as well as Mike Aronica and Nick Notari, the success and awesome, just happy to have a season, right? Not a shortened season. I mean, they did miss out on a few games here, but to have a season where they got to play 30-plus games and win 22 of those games to tie the record for most wins in the history of Marywood University baseball in a single season. So a big shout out to the gentlemen once again for that. With that being said, I want to thank everybody inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin' Today. I want to thank Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. Head out to Carvel and 7 days a week, get yourself that amazing ice cream from the longest standing Carvel franchise in America, which is right there in DeWitt, New York. Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like. Head out there for Lead as well, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Big thanks to Jim Sikowski and the entire team as we focus on the positive. Shout out to our awesome mashup of the Bobcat Buzz and the Top Dog of the Week. Top Dog of the Week, proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. And having that top dog be Makai Reed in our special edition of the Bobcat Buzz and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse Bobcats as we celebrate Makai Reed coming from the Syracuse Academy of Science and staying in Syracuse, New York to join the Bobcats for men's basketball to play collegiately. And of course, the Marywood Pacer Trio in this edition of Pacer Pride in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Marywood Pacers, celebrating Marywood Pacer baseball in this spotlight with Vinny D'Auria as well as Mike Aronica and Nick Notari. So thank you to everyone that's a part of today's show inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios. Thank you to everybody that we had all week long and a fantastic time. Love to have you all here every Monday through Friday on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So very happy to have you here. And, of course, on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com, all /Wake Up Call DT. That's how you connect to the show live. Also on Facebook.com /Live Now DT. And on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage. Once the shows go live, you can check us out in the archives by going to Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and MixLR. You can also find us by going to Amazon Music and Audible. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. You can also ask your Google and Alexa devices to play the latest episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and they'll do that for you as well. Big thanks to all our Central and Upstate New York partners and beyond, Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, as well as PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Avicoli's, Mon Paz Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Honda City of Liverpool, Pizza Man, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Mother's Cupboard, and Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is your proud multimedia marketing partner exclusively of the Lemoyne College Dolphins. Check out our Lemoyne Dolphins specials airing Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, a.k.a. Dolphin Time, every week on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, as we feature AD and DT in the first and third Wednesday of each month, celebrating the athletics director, Bob Beretta, and all of the fantastic things going on. We have a different topic for every time we bring you AD and DT with athletics director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. And every second and fourth Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we have Dolphin Dive, where we have stories from student athletes, coaches, administration, as well as future Dolphins and alumni, all here with us in Dolphin Dive. To find all of this and more, go to the Lemoyne tab on wakeupcalldt.com, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. And for more information on your Dolphins, go to lemoynedolphins.com. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also an exclusive multimedia marketing partner of the Marywood University Pacers. Pacer Pride comes to you on Wake Up Call every week to end the week on Fridays right around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as we did with the Marywood Pacers baseball team today on a historic season. We have the opportunity to share all these with you by going to the Marywood tab to find our library of Pacer Pride specials. Marywood tab on wakeupcalldt.com. You can also find all of our Marywood content by subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. And of course, for more information on your Pacers, go to marywoodpacers.com. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse. The Bobcats here with us in Bobcat Buzz. Those are the names of our specials airing every single month throughout the year. And I had the pleasure today, inside of the Top Dog of the Week, to honor Makai Reed on the heels of him committing to the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats men's basketball team, and Clay Gagan Sherman, their new head coach. So very, very happy to have Makai Reed here on the show. You can see all of our specials with the Bobcats by going to the BSC-SYR tab on wakeupcalldt.com, as well as by going and subscribing to our youtube.com/wakeupcalldt channel. And of course, you can get more information by going to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios, thank you for being incredible, whether you're watching live or watching back, or listening live or listening back. Thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to wakeupcalldt.com, and find us on Facebook at wakeupcalldt. Click like, and on Twitter, follow us at calldt, and follow us on Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. As always, as I bid you adieu, I let you know, God bless, no stress, do your best. And we have one final note here from our proud partners.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
This is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the Whole Frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge, and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item, available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? Once again, everybody, have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to talking with you all soon on Monday morning. God willing, enjoy it, and I pray and I hope the best for you. As always, God bless. No stress. Do your best. Be good and stay safe. And please stay positive. Be kind to each other. We'll talk soon.